Alright, it's about that time where I complain about Destiny again for like an hour. The Ultra Kill Act 2 stuff, I actually did finish recording. I'm just really fucking lazy and I've been like throwing it together in like a little video editing thing. So I'll do that at some point. It's already done recording. But yeah, throwing where that is, that's why. But I was doing some Destiny shit yesterday and was talking, with my clanmates, my friends and shit. And now I have a list of grievances because it is current year where I can sit and complain about a fucking video game as a grown ass man. Anyways, uh, I guess I'll throw in some hot takes too near the end, keep it interesting, or maybe I'll just disperse them in between. First things first, light level is fucking complete ass. Pinnacle grinding has been boring since forever. It is so garbage, and I know why. We all know why they do it. It's to extend runtime and play time, but it is so boring because you have to understand. Every single season, they used to increase the light level by a lot, but now it's only 10, which means every single season you have to do the same pinnacle activity. Like for instance, I'm at the pinnacle cap. All my shit is 1580 or close to it, right? So that means next season, the only way for me to get to 1590, which is the new pinnacle cap, is to do only pinnacle activities, which is strikes, crucible, gambit. Um, like there's the same shit we've been doing for years. Like now it's not an exaggeration. These are the same activities that we've been doing for years. Now what helps is having like the weekly rotating dungeon and stuff, so it gets people to do different activities. I think that's what they said. Like they're gonna make deep stone weapons craftable again because people are doing the other raids now. Uh, and if they make garden weapons craftable, I might actually do Garden of Salvation. But that's pretty much that, right? Light levels are complete garbage, and I used to give Bungie the benefit of the doubt because I thought there wasn't any way to like raise the minimum light level. But the Witch Queen campaign and the Castellum for Season of the Haunted, like they just proved me wrong that they can at any point they can change the light level. Like for instance, where is it? Uh. Sorry, there is a thing. Yes. So during this activity, your power level will be raised to 1570. That means if you are 1300, like a brand new player, and you click Nightmare Containment, you will be 1570, and the enemies will be 1580. Which means, why is there a minimum light requirement for a fucking GM? The Witch Queen, legendary can I'm on my PlayStation because it's easier to record, so I don't have the Witch Queen on PlayStation. I have it on PC. But when you go to click on the campaign and you click Legend, it literally just says, "We'll put your light level like at this because that's 15 below the enemy's light level," which makes like a contest challenge mode. So again, why don't they just do that for GMs? It is so weird that GMs are held as some weird like that some weird exclusive content or that it's actually new content because again they'll hold GMs hostage halfway through the season, so when the next season rolls around you can't access the GM on day one because they it's not even in the game until halfway through the season, which is ridiculous, right? They act like when it's about when GMs are about to come out, it's like some big event. Oh my God, GMs are back! Like no, it's literally just a really hard fucking nightfall. Like no, it's not a different strike. It's not a new strike. It's the same shit. So again, how come they can't just say for a grandmaster we will bring your level to 1590 and there are I understand there are certain exceptions, like for instance problem children, right? The pinnacle weapons, because if they do that, then oh, what if someone uses recluse? Well, they've already been kind of nerfed anyways, and again, Bungie can just outright disable shit like they have in the past. There are ways around like using sunset weapons. There can even they probably like write a script where it's like if sunset, then you're unable, like, sorry, due to whatever this content, you can't equip the weapon, right? There are ways around this. Like, it is baffling. And Trials of Osiris too, you can argue like power level, but again, I think it's really dumb that the competitive game mode, like that, I think Trials is, I don't even know what the fuck Trials is anymore. But Trials of Osiris is supposedly, in my understanding, and I'm not a Crucible guy, but it's supposed to be like this high-end endgame PvP crap, right? But again, what is competitive about you doing less damage because someone grinded more pinnacle ranks than you? Like that's just dumb. Like I still don't see why power enabled Crucible is ever even a thing. I know they took it out of Iron Banner. I guess this is a hot take. I guess I don't know. And again, I can understand from the idea of well, you don't want something like Revoker running around, even though it already is running around in Trials. But like you don't want sunset weapons that are problem children Crucible running around if you don't have a light level cap. Plus, there's like I get there's certain reasons, but it just for me like just from a player perspective, nothing screams competitive about me doing less damage because someone has a higher number than me, right? It's just I don't know. Again, I can go on to Crucible, but that's a different thing. So yeah, light levels fucking suck. Another thing that fucking sucks are weekly rotating um what do you call it, dungeons and raids. Now I was just praising it. I know I'm not Alzheimer's yet. I know I was just praising it. But my issue of stuff like this is that you're shit out of luck if you want to farm something. And sorry, let me rephrase that. They have taken away functionality from previous dungeons and raids to make this featured thing, like with the Lost Sectors, which I'll get into later. For instance, Grass of Avarice. At any point in time, I can't click because I'm on PlayStation. But at any point in time, you could make this master. You could make this master and farm Artifice Armor. But because of this new weekly featured raid crap, I have to wait until this becomes the featured raid for that week or featured dungeon for that week to farm master. Back then, it used to, like, again, according, like, my memory isn't correct, like, I guess I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure at any point before they did this weekly raid or weekly whatever bullshit, you could just farm master Grass of Avarice whenever the fuck you wanted to. And now I have to wait, like, well, we have 5 dungeons now. We have Shadow Throne, Pit of Heresy, Prophecy, Grasp, and then Duality. I have to wait fucking 4 or 5 weeks just to farm a dungeon. Like, also, Prophecy used to be farmable at any time. Prophecy was the only dungeon. I think, well, now Duality is the same now. But Prophecy used to be the only dungeon that was farmable the entire time, which means you didn't have to wait for a weekly lockout. I think you have to wait for the weekly lockout to get, like, a final, like, pinnacle reward for the final boss. But if you want to keep farming the final boss for, like, a Darkest Before, you could do that. Now you can't. You have to wait until it's a weekly feature. Like, I think all the raids should be farmable. All the dungeons should be farmable. Like, if you want to lock pinnacle, because I know they're not getting rid of pinnacle levels and shit. Fine, you can lock pinnacle crap behind the weekly feature like this. Like, for instance, if you wanted to, fuck it. Every raid that isn't featured weekly will drop like 1,300, like bare, like the lowest light level stuff possible. Because that will, so then the only issue is that, okay, yeah, I have to invest in the upgrade modules. Fine, that, like, do it that way. But it is so ridiculous that I cannot. This game is like it's. I don't hate it because obviously I'm still playing it. There's so much shit that is just so annoying. Why can't I just play the shit I want to play? Why can't I just farm the shit I want to farm? This is a weird. I don't know, man. It is weird. That is bizarre. Lost Sectors are the exact same way. By the way, usability, user thing, Bungie, for the love of God, please make the weekly, daily Lost Sector like a thing on the map because it can be on like, almost all these planets now. So I don't fucking know. We'll go and look through and see if we can find it. Also, remember, if it doesn't show up on a planet, but it says it's that planet, make sure you actually completed the Lost Sector, because that happened to me on my other characters, which I haven't done on every Lost Sector on. Hold up. Is it on your... Okay, so Europa, right? So, back in the day, before Witch Queen, there were 2 Lost Sectors. You had a Master, sorry, you had a Legend, and then you had a Master. 2 separate Lost Sectors. On reset, the Legend would become a Master, the Master would switch to a new Lost Sector that would become a Legend. So you had 2 chances to farm, like, arms. Like, for instance, if today was arms, let's say it's Bunker, E15, and Concealed Void, right? Concealed Void would be Master. If I wanted to farm arms today, right? And let's say, for whatever reason, I got obligations, life crap, shit happens, I don't feel like playing today. I have... Oh. Is it reset already? Okay, hold on. Let me go check the time. Hold on. Yeah, it just turned to reset. I'll go fuck myself. Anyways. Oh, perfect. So it's gonna, let's say it's Perdition and Conceal or Bunker E15. So, Bunker E15 was just Legend, right? So let's say for whatever reason I couldn't do Legend today and get, I think it was Arms. I could come back tomorrow reset and I'd still have a chance at Master. Now, while Master's harder and it really isn't worth the reward, there's still you still have 2 chances to farm stuff, right? But now it's only 1. You only have 1 chance. Like, so if I wanted to farm arms today and I woke up late or whatever, I couldn't do, I have to wait like another couple days to farm arms again. It's ridiculous. And another benefit of having 2 Lost Sectors is that you could farm 2 armor pieces. I could farm arms and I could farm chests today if it was the old system. And that's really useful when they introduce new seasonal exotics that are different. Like, I believe this season, Hunters got a chest piece, Titans got a arm piece, and Warlocks got a helmet. So they're all 3 different armor pieces. So that means you have to wait days for each one to rotate around. And again, I can go on this. I'm gonna go on a slight tirade about Lost Sectors. I think they're fucking scam. Like, it's a waste. It is disrespect to players' time. This is a looter shooter, and for the love of God, I don't understand why everything's a world drop. We do not have dedicated sources for exotics. Like, I don't understand. I don't know if they're ever gonna implement that, but it's very frustrating. Because let me run you through some RNG. So, according to like numbers, I've seen 26, I've seen 20, but the number let's be generous. Let's say it's 26% chance for a lost sector to give you a an exotic. And let's be generous. Say it's a good lost sector, so it takes like a minute because it's solar burn. You have Gallahorn, you can run through it, right? And let's say you want to farm some hunter arms. So what you have to do is you have to get a 26% chance for the exotic to drop, which is already pretty low, even if you're running it a minute at a time, right? Because I've been unlucky. I remember when Radiant Dance Machines came out, and it was like a lost sector that took me like about a minute. It took me 40 runs to get Radiant Dance Machines. So, okay. You have a 26% chance. I believe Master's like 30% chance or something, so it's better to run Legend. And now you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A 1 out of 12 chance to get the exotic you want. And then on top of that, you have the, I don't even know the RNG chance to get the rolls you want. Like, let's say you want a Renewal Grass of high resilience and high discipline. You can kind of mitigate that with an armorer mod, but still, you have 1 level of RNG getting the exotic to drop. Second level of RNG is getting the actual right one you want to drop, right? You don't want to get, sealed Ahamkara Grass, you want to get Renewal Grass. And then third, you have to get the right armor split. And the more armor they add in the game, the more astronomical this shit becomes. And it is so, that's why I stopped doing lost sectors, because it's literally like an exercise in futility. You're just going to be wasting time, and you have to be super lucky to get what you want. So they need to they need to do something where there's dedicated drops or some crap to make it so that you can get better, whatever. Make it some masters like 50% or some crap, or bring back, fuck it, we already have 50 currencies, add one more and bring back Glass Needle so you can reroll current exotics. I don't think, and also, they shouldn't drop at 50 stats, minimum 62, because good armor's around 64, 65. I think everything should drop at 62. I should not have a 54 Aether's Embrace or whatever. That's ridiculous. Anyways, Lost Sector tirade over. I guess we can talk about events. I kind of hate myself for looking at my thing, because I'm actually really close to getting the Gilded title. But this event was pretty much what you expect from a Destiny event. Again, oh my god, I forgot about Duality too. I almost ran. Holy shit. Mile in a minute, right? Anyways, this event's what we expected. Same old event. It is very frustrating that there's a lot of bugs in this event that shouldn't have had. Again, I'm not a developer. I don't know what goes on in a bunch of studios, but you'd assume that these bugs that they encountered or that we encountered would be, they would have saw as soon as they actually played the event. There's the timer that the extra menu you have waiting there that's been an issue since last year is still a thing. Maybe we should I don't get that. I don't get how some of these bugs are still in the fucking event. It's been a year, and I know it hasn't been a year of them consecutively developing the event, but at some point they said, okay, well, we need to bring back Festival of Lost. Let's start making shit or whatever, right? Also, another thing too is the event pass. Again, at first I didn't really care about it because it's another way to monetize a game, but then it occurred to me that the event pass is basically what the old rewards from an old event would be. For instance, if this was let's say Solstice of Heroes, this event card would actually be the stuff you'd earn by doing triumphs. So if you did a triumph for collecting on a page, you get a ghost. It used to be like that for the old. Just look back a year before they introduced the card. When you used to do triumphs, you used to get Guardian Games. You used to get a sparrow, a ghost, stuff like that, and that would be earnable through the game. You wouldn't have to buy an event an upgrade card to earn it. They monetize events even more. And again, I know everyone's already said this, but it would be so nice to actually earn the armor that is advertised in the shop. I think if you want to sell the armor so people can expedite the process, yeah, big words, I know, then sure. Let people do that, but I think all the event armor should be earnable through game. That's how you keep player engagement high. This game is getting more and more like a mobile game. The way they're monetizing shit is just fucking frustrating. But yeah, this shit should be earnable. And I know before you say it, yes, sometimes you're lucky, and every week for Bright Dust they'll sell one armor piece or whatever. But that's Bright Dust. That's a separate currency that you have to grind for. It should just be earnable. The sniper, I don't think I have it on me. No, I don't. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. you get a pretty good roll snapshot opening shot, and the origin trade's pretty good. That's cool. I will say, in terms of Festival of the Lost, I don't know if the amount of special pages you manifest actually gives you more weapons, but I've been getting a lot of weapons, so that's the only good part I like, is that like I got a lot of legendary shards because I just got a ton of weapons. I got a lot of good rolls on my weapons that I got for Festival of the Lost. But I'll be honest, like the only ones that are kind of worth a damn are like Drastic Green for PvP, and then Macabre. I know it's like Macabre, but it has mech in it. That sniper's pretty good for both. You got triple tap Vorpal, you got opening shot, snapshot, moving target, opening shot, like it's a good sniper. Um, it's definitely worth the grind. But yeah, it's just I'm not a fan of these events. I know I'm curious to see where is Solstice the Christmas one? No, I don't even like I said I don't even remember. Let's check the my Spiro. The Dawning. There you go. That's what it's called. The Dawning. Um. So yeah, there are my PVE grievances. Duality. Almost forgot. Bungie's fucking liars. They said like in I think 2 12s ago we fixed an issue where the final room. When you kill Kaido, would not teleport you to like your chest. You still get your loot, but you won't teleport to the chest, which isn't like a major bug, but it's been a bug since Duality's been out, which is like almost been half a year, right? So that hasn't been fixed. I ran it the other day with my friends, was not fixed, so I was already pissed. Another issue that still is in Duality that is fucking mind-boggling is that you will randomly die when you activate the bell. And I thought they said they were fixing it. I don't know if they said they're looking into it. It has been almost half a year, and that is a game-breaking bug. You will lose flawless runs if you're almost like you will have to reset an entire encounter if you die by yourself or if you're playing with people. Now, fortunately, it's only one person, it seems, at a time that will just randomly die to a bell when you're in a full fire team. But imagine you're doing this shit solo and you just wipe random. There goes your fucking solo fly. Like, it's 6 months. Almost 6 months, and they have not like addressed it or like I don't know. I think they said it's a known issue. I thought they said they even fixed it. I don't know. It is still a bug. It is still a bug. It has been 6 months or almost 6 months since this fucking dungeon came out. Why? Just fix it, please. Like, God, that is frustrating as shit. Like, that is crazy, man. That's pretty much it. I think. Is there anything else I need to? Life 3.0 subclasses. Astacross, I think I'm pronouncing it right. I made a video about it. Again, I talk about a lot of shit. I just don't upload it because I'm like, it's too ranty or it's too ravey. But fuck it. I'm gonna say my opinion about light subclasses. Overall, I'm not a fan. I'm not fan of the 3.0 reworks, and not because they're not good. They're good, and I think like overall, like a net positive, they're actually really great. For me personally, it sucks because the things that I like are just gone. For instance, Gunslinger, right? I love Bottom Tree Gunslinger, and that playstyle is pretty much gone. Gunslinger has pretty much devolved to the point where it's more like Ability Slinger, where the best way or the most optimal way or just the general way you play Gunslinger is just by spamming your abilities and rather than shooting your gun. Which I mean, some people like it, like that young Umcar Trip Mine build, like that was pretty fun, or Caliban's Hand, like I guess. But for me, that's not Gunslinger. That's not the identity that I like. Um, and also, Nighthawk got trashed for this one. So let me go on my fucking tirade. I'm a hunter man. I have 3 characters, but I mostly play hunter. All my characters I build, so I will talk about the rest of the classes. Just going hunters first. Hunters lost practice makes perfect, and knock them down, which is now on your mark, lost the stability part and got reload instead of handling or instead of stability. So let's go one by one. First of all, weighted knife. Knife juggler no longer exists. The only way to get knife juggler back is if you have ember of torches, and then knock them down. Because knock them down is when you're radiant, final blows, instantly restore your throwing knife, and the only way to make yourself radiant is by using Ember of Torches or using the radiant knife. Yeah, lightweight knife, which makes you radiant. So basically to get knife juggler, it's already split up into 2 pieces, right? Which is it's actually this version of Knife Juggler is kind of better if you think about it, because in terms of Aether's Embrace, you can actually get your knife back and use it more often because you don't have to get a precision kill. So it's kind of like a trade-off, right? Which is okay, fine. But I thought weighted knife would chain itself, right? However, if you get a headshot kill with weighted knife, it gives you back your dodge, and I can see the idea behind it. Weighted knife. You get your dodge back, a gambler's dodge, you get your knife back, right? Or if you're using a radiant dodge because it's a longer cooldown, you can instantly restore your acrobatic dodge or whatever. I guess. But for me, I just like Knife Juggler on weighted knife. That was fun for me. Now I have to run knock. If knock 'em down didn't have this little last bit about radiant, I would probably run on your mark. But I just have to run knock 'em down if I want to get Knife Juggler back, right? All right. Thing number 2, practice makes perfect. This was one of the strongest perks for bottom tree gunslinger because you could get your super back and like even with like low intellect, I usually ran like tier 4, tier 3, and like 2 minutes tops if you get just shooting, hitting headshots, right? So with the subclass reworks, Blade Barrage has the lowest cooldown. It's the highest damaging super, really easy to use. Marksman is really good in Crucible. It is actually very terrifying in Crucible, but it has the longest base cooldown. I think 6 shooters is about the same. So why would I ever use Golden Gun in PvE? Why not just use Blade Barrage, especially with starter scale and shit like that, right? There's like Nighthawk just got completely gutted for this. So I mean they've already added the intrinsic ability to make like marksman hit crits. So why not just add practice? If you select marksman golden gun, if you get precision shots, you get your shoot back faster. So that way people can, because I get why they didn't make it to like an aspect or a fragment, because again, Blade Barrage already has a pretty low base cooldown. So I could imagine having a lot of Blade Barrages going off in Crucible would not be fun for anyone. I get it, but still, Practice Makes Perfect is gone, which fucking sucks. Like that's why Golden Gun really hasn't seen a lot of use from me in PvE. I don't know about other people, but that's why I stopped using it, because it just takes so long to get your damn super. And it's not even like compared to damage wise, it's just Blade Barrage is better. And now I'll talk about Nighthawk, because like that's the reason why I don't like these changes. Because bottom tree Golden Gun of Nighthawk, the reason why I like Nighthawk a lot, and the reason why I think it gets a lot of hate and a lot of shit it doesn't deserve, is that I think someone did a damage test where they said like Golden Gun Nighthawk is like the second lowest thing damage super or some crap. I don't remember the video, something around that. But it's not the damage compared to supers today with Nighthawk isn't as impressive, right? My opinion is I thought before the reworks, before Solar 3.0, Nighthawk was fine because I treat it like an Izanagi shot, right? It's quick cast super, and if you can see it, you can most likely Nighthawk it. So you pop your Nighthawk, shoot it once, go back to shooting your normal crap, and you build it up relatively fast with Practice Makes Perfect. So you have a lot of uptime. It's not the highest damaging super in the game, but you have a lot of uptime on it. So that makes up the gives it more value. And besides, again, since you get it so often, you can use that like an erase button for something like, oh, you see a major you don't like or a champion, just shoot it. You don't have to like worry about, oh, I need to optimize. No, just shoot it once, single target, super, get rid of it. That's not the case anymore because you can't. Practice Makes Perfect doesn't exist. And now we're going to talk about Knock 'em Down, which is now on your mark. So Chain of Woe used to exist on Top Tree Gunslinger, which precision kills just gave you reload speed, stacking up to 3 times. I got a friend invite, neat. Chain of Woe used to give you a stacking reload buff ×3, and then Knock 'em Down used to give you a stability and handling buff for just getting precision kills and getting kills with extended timer. Now they've mixed Top Tree Chain of Woe with half of the old Knock 'em Down. So now you on your mark, if you just reload, you get max benefits, by the way, which is nice, I guess, like a mini Dragon Shadow. But there's no stability. It only gives you reload and handling. And the reason why I don't like this is because reload is easy to source and handling is easy to source. The only other way to get stability outside of perks on your weapon is through Whisper of Hedrons if you're playing Stasis, right? So, for instance, reload speed, right? You have frames, like for instance, a rapid fire flame has its own reload benefit for emptying the mag. Flared mag will exist. Alloy mag exists. Reloader mods exist, even though, obviously, champion mods are in the same slot. I get that. But there's ways to get reload. Dragon Shadow exists as an exotic. It reloads you, gives you max handling. There are ways to source reload. Same thing with handling. Dragon Shadow gives you handling. You have dexterity mods on your arm piece. Targeting mods, let me show you the dexterity mod. You have dexterity mods on your arm piece. You have targeting mods, which give you basically like a little mini snapshot and more aim assist. So there's a way to source handling and reload. Stability, not so much. There's not really, unless I'm missing like an exotic or something, or like another perk outside of Whisper of Hedrons, there's not really a way to get more stability. I think the Horror Frost Z gives you stability, like a Rally Barricade type effect. I think that's the only other way. But again, for Gunslinger, the identity to me is like you're supposed to, like the old bottom tree, you get headshots, you're getting precision hits, you're popping your golden gun, you're just chaining your knives, you're like an efficient killing machine for guns. Now it's like spam ability, right? Also, another thing I don't like with these reworks is that a lot of the classes share a lot of the abilities, and in that kind of way, they kind of lose their identity. It's not like to the extreme where like a hunter is the exact same as a warlock, but they don't feel as special anymore. Like seeing a trip mine on other characters or seeing a thermite on a hunter, it's just weird. It's weird to me because I remember that used to be a really big deal back when Taken King was being announced. You're like, holy shit, warlocks can get lightning grenades, and then they changed it to storm grenades. Like, I don't know. Having access to all the grenades on every subclass, it's just weird to me, right? So I don't. That's why I'm not a fan of some of these reworks or the reworks. Also, healing grenade being its own thing is a benefit and a curse because Warlocks got fucking shafted. Okay, let's be honest here. Like Warlocks, Solar Warlocks, woof, you can't actually convert your grenade to a healing grenade. You have to choose one or the other. It's just really bad. Sorry, I've been talking a lot, really fast. Um, but yeah, like it's just yeah. So and then like in terms of Warlocks, Devour. Why is Devour present on Hunters and Titans? That is just weird to me. I know it's a fragment and I have to like give up like 10 intellect or some 10 recover, whoop de doo. But now I get Devour, which is like arguably one of the best abilities in the game, you know? Or like how every class has access to invisibility. Again, I know it sounds crazy, but I like the idea of your choices mattering more. Like I want like if you pick a hunter or you pick a type, there should be a reason to pick it. Like there should be more of a specialized reason. I know, oh well, the supers, right? Well, Radiance, Bubble, I guess, but at that point, it's just a super. Like the rest of the, you know, it's like a car, right? Like the engine's kind of the same, but the coat of paint is different. It's like okay. Um, but yeah, I don't think Devour should be available in every class. It should only be on Warlocks. Also, the fact that Devour got changed, so it's like slightly nerfed, where now you can't just consume your grenade and start the chain. You have to get an ability kill. Kind of fucking sucks, because I like, especially in Crucible, where we can just activate it on demand. I know before you say it, Seeking Filaments exists, I know, but still, it's annoying that I had to use a exotic to get back a functionality that was previously there, right? Don't like that a bit. I think Void Titan's mostly fine. Defensive Strike being lost kind of does suck. I know people are like, oh, well, Shield Throw kind of, and Shield Bash give you shields now, but Defensive Strike, I don't know. I liked it more. Shield Throw is kind of fun, but it doesn't give you that much overshield. And I believe Defensive Strike also maxed out your reload and stuff when you got it. So, yeah, Titans lost some stuff too. In terms of Solar Titans, they're pretty like Sunspot's getting changed really does suck because like I use the main bottom tree Hollow Fire Heart Titan and that kind of sucks now, which you know but they did say they were going to change Sun. They were not a fan of the way Sun Warrior was for a long time, so I was expecting this to happen. Losing Mortar Blast though kind of sucks because again it's a nice little AOE, especially getting rusted by Thrall or War Beast, really cool. Ooh, I'm talking a lot, but. Yeah, overall, like we did lose some good stuff. Heart of the Pack no longer exists for Void Hunters, which isn't the worst, I guess, because resilience changes and stuff like that. But still, um, yeah. I mean, overall, like I said, I don't think these are bad. Like I think a lot of people enjoy them. I enjoy them. It's just that for me personally, my playstyles kind of got neutered. Although some of my other playstyles got buffed. Like I really like using my my Doomfang Pauldron Titan. For Hunters, I like using Caliban's Hand and Aether's Embrace now. For Warlocks, I like using the Getaway Artist. So, like, yeah, it's not like the end of the world. I think the reworks are actually pretty great. I was kind of hoping that, you know, maybe down the line somewhere, every class get at least one more aspect or something. Like, I only stopped doing it for Stasis because I realized, like, they kept breaking the game. But I hope for the rest of the Light subclass to get, like, at least one more aspect. And maybe, like, a Fragment or something. But yeah, that's how I feel about the reworks or whatever. Now I think that's pretty much everything in terms of PvE. Like, I mean, I'll say like the obvious. Like, we need more strikes. We need more life into the core playlist because most people do these core playlists, and we've lost content. Gambit's lost so fucking much. I know I don't even like Gambit, but I feel kind of bad. Um, and again, you have the Legends tab here. How come you can't put? I know there's no reason to, but I'd like if the Outbreak and the Whisper mission, the secret missions like Prestige and the Hawkman one I forgot, were here. Because again, it's the Legacy content tab. That'd be nice. Maybe put the old dungeons like Leviathan in there. Who knows? It's a nice big open fucking tab. Prophecy just should be in the the tower. Oh shit. Oh fuck, I'm dying. I've ranked it so hard. I've given myself COVID. Hold on. Where's my fucking water bottle? There we go. Anyways, my main issue is there's a lot of like things that I think are like air quotes easy fixes or like nice quality of life changes that they could do. They just haven't done them for whatever reason. Supposedly they're working on a new IP, so maybe the studio split and this game is on maintenance mode until final shape. I don't know, but it is kind of frustrating. There's a lot of just quality of life stuff that could be changed. Um, Now for hot takes. Hot takes time. Okay, hot take number one. I am completely fine with the crafting system. If I were to change something, I would make it so that the deep sight is only 4 weapons, and there are no enhanced perks. Before you get upset, I know, before you like, oh my god, this fucker, hear me out. I think adept weapons are scams, right? The main attraction to adept weapons is like they look cool, they can put adept mods and shit like that. But that's it, right? God damn. And Crucible, there's more arguments being made for adept weapons, but I'm talking about PvE, for instance. Like this Vision of Confluence, the main reason why you want an adept weapon in PvE is for this mod right here. Adept Big One Spec, which is just major spec plus boss spec. You don't do any extra damage, you just do, when you shoot a boss, you get the bonus benefits of boss spec. When you shoot a major, you get the benefits of major spec. That is it. That is why, that's the only reason I can think of that you want adept an adept weapon. And my little litmus test for like whether adept weapons are even worth it is that if I take a shittily rolled adept weapon versus a well-rolled, not a god roll, but just a well-rolled non-adept weapon, which one would I pick? And I'm pretty sure every single time I'd pick the non-adept well-rolled weapon, because at the end of the day, these matter. These matter more than this. Perks matter more than a mod slot. And that's all adept weapons add or mod slots. Now, again, in Crucible, there's an argument to be made because you can get things like adept range, adept ability, adept targeting. That's a different story. But for PvE, I'm just arguing for PvE's sake. So I was thinking, and I think they are doing this too, is that they're going to add adept weapons in the future will have a chance to drop with enhanced traits. So in an ideal world, I know they can't unring the bell; it's already out. But in an ideal world, weapon crafting will launch the way it is now. Except you cannot craft weapons with enhanced perks, and enhanced perks would only be on adept weapons. That way, there is more of a value to use adept or to go for adept weapons. And I know the enhanced perks aren't like the best. Like I know the exception, like Surrounded, which is really good as an adept or enhanced perk. But most of them need to like offer like a little like buff, like an enhanced unrelenting like +6 handling or some shit. Fuck. Oh man, I am dying. Talking about Destiny and complaining is giving me the cough. But anyways, that's what I would do to make adept weapons more valuable. They are doing that now, but again, the ideal world for me is that crafting weapons are just a way to get the roll you want. Like it's your little safety net because you spend so much grinding for a roll and now you finally got it. The other side to that though is it kind of ruins the loot chase because, for instance, this BXR, right? I have crafted the perfect rule for me. This is my perfect rule. I do not want anything else for PvE. I know someone like, oh, incandescent, whatever. For me, this is my perfect rule. That means every other BXR, unless they change the perks, are irrelevant to me. Anytime I see a BXR, automatic dismantle. Automatic. So that's the caveat, and that's kind of the double-edged sword of crafting a looter shooter, is that once you craft a weapon, it makes the loot chase kind of relevant. Unless it's an adept weapon of that weapon, and it has enhanced perks. Then you could argue, okay, well now do I want to use a crafted one, or, that's where that could be a thing. But because these already have enhanced traits, it's like, I don't even care about adept weapons, let's be honest. Also, just a little PSA. Oh, fuck, I am just dying. I know we're all like completionists, we're all hoarders, but I've learned that if I get a well-rolled weapon, even if it's craftable, I'll hold on to it because realistically, trying to craft every single weapon in a season, you're just going to lose your fucking mind. I learned that the haunted weapons, where I crafted all the ones I wanted to, and it took me forever, and I was like, oh, I hate Nightmare. So, like, for instance, I had I have this Wastelander, right? And, I have 2 Wastelanders, actually. Oh wait, side rant. Stop removing fucking perks. If they're craftable, stop removing fucking perks. Why does the BXR no longer have Rangefinder or Snapshot? I know why, because Rangefinder is really good at the BXR. Same Snapshot. But still, stop removing perks if they're craftable. For the love of God, Bungie, please. Anyways, the Wastelander is craftable, and eventually I will craft it, right? However, in the case of this one, Adagio no longer exists, so this is the keeper. I'm keeping this regardless. But I know this is the role I want to use now because I have a build in mind, and I can craft it with Pugilist and Trench Barrel. However, getting a Desert Attorney weapon to drop Red Border takes a while. It could take forever. So, I'm just going to hold on to this until I can craft it. And I think most people should do that too. If you get a well-rolled weapon, even if you know it's craftable, just hold on to it until you get the crafted version. Then you can delete it safely. Because I've done that in the past where I've deleted weapons with the idea like, oh, I'm going to get the crafted version. I haven't gotten it yet. So, don't shoot yourself in the foot like that. There you go. I think that's pretty much it for PvE. I can do my hot takes now. Hot take number 1. Gambit would be better with forced loadouts, like a weekly rotating world loadout that's curated by Bungie. Like you have no freedom. Really, you have to use what they tell you to use. I know, wait, but you're talking about freedom and play the way you want to play. I think Gambit works best with like selected loadouts, and they have to rework invasions, right? Because if you let's say because invasion really is the reason why Gambit is so hated, right? There's no amount of changing this number, changing that number will make me feel better about getting Gallahorn in the back of the head while I'm killing a boss. Nothing will ever change that. There's no number adjustment. That needs to just fundamentally change, in my opinion. So, my idea is that you start a round, you pick a role, maybe bring back Gambit Prime. I don't know about the armor sets, but bring back like the Prime idea where you have roles. You pick a role at the beginning of the game. I'm the defender, I'm the whatever, sentry. When someone invades, the sentry and the invader like 1v1 either by actually killing each other, doing like a challenge or parkour some way. They're on their own little separate island of shit. And if the sentry loses or something, then the invader can come through with no extra benefits. Because again, they'll still keep their wall hacks, they'll still keep an overshield, but no extra benefits. Invading should be a choice. It should be, and it should not be such a fucking benefit just to invade. Even if you have a shitty invasion, you get one kill. That's still monumental. It should always be a choice, and it should be an actual, just like, oh shit, do I give up my DPS now and try to evade and get some kills, or do I just stay here and do it, right? It should be an option. It should not just be like the best thing to do all the fucking time. But yeah, I know everyone who talked about Gambit when Forsaken first came out, they said it was great, and I think the reason why is because they had a curated loadout. Bungie like put certain weapons in there. You didn't have weapon. We were completely power creeps by now. Like Lament didn't exist. Warm God Caress, Tractor Cannon, 1-2 punch, slide shotgun shit didn't exist. So yeah, I think that's how Gambit should work. They should just like, here's a curated loadout, maybe throw in some fun exotics. Hell, maybe throw in some raid exotics, like, like, hey, so people can try out some raid exotics or something. Who knows? But that's how I would change Gambit so it would actually be more playable. But yeah, that's Gambit. Crucible, I don't even know what the fuck. I don't. Again, I've always prefaced this by saying every time I talk about Crucible, my ideal Crucible would be someone else's fucking nightmare. I like Destiny to Year 1 Crucible because it was very slow and you could 1v1. I could challenge someone with confidence knowing they cannot whip out a fucking insta-kill ability or a shotgun or a sniper and just obliterate me. I know that it's primary only for the most part, and I had confidence, right? The way it is now, it's a fucking ability spam special clusterfuck, even after all the nerfs to special ammo. So, I'm just saying that. That's my preference. That's why I'm saying that, right? I prefer playlists. First of all, I want Skirmish to be back. I don't know why the fuck Skirmish is gone, but a casual 3v3 deathmatch mode. I think Skirmish also had a little bit of zone control in it too. That would be fine. I love Skirmish. Skirmish is my most played fucking game. That's why I played Crimson Doubles, because Doubles was like the closest thing we had to Skirmish. 2v2, 3v3, close. Right, the best of things comes in threes or some shit. I fucked the saying, but yeah. Right, Skirmish, for step 1, Skirmish should come back. And then, again, in terms of balancing changes, I don't even know where the fuck to begin. I don't know. I know people don't like the current meta. I think sidearms are finally fucking popular now, so there goes my secret little meta. God damn it. All my little tricks are now meta, so now I feel bad for using them, so, oh well. But I personally am a fan of the pulse rifle meta. It's just because we had a shotgun and hand cannon. Like, shotgun and hand cannon has been so fucking, like, that is basically like the Crucible, right? It's like if you play Apex Legend, it's like the 301, right? It is just if you use like bread and butter. This is what, if you want to do well in Crucible, you just use this, right? Just use the hand cannon, use the shotgun, use the 301 in Apex. So, seeing a little bit of change is fine. I like being able to actually use a pulse rifle and sidearms and submachine guns and shit, and not just get obliterated by like an igneous hammer or a loud lullaby or, palindrome. I mean, here's a secret though. They're still really fucking good. It's just that a lot of the maps that have been chosen for trials are a lot more rangy, like, Midtown, Widow's Court, so using a hand cannon isn't as beneficial. I will say, like, the high impacts, though, I am very hesitant to say you need to nerf this, but I can see the argument for no time to explain, especially the wind condition crap, even though I like Hawkwind because of the wind condition crap. But it's a very easy weapon, even after the nerf, to get some 2 bursts. Apparently, I haven't used it. Again, and the Messenger 2 is really good. But again, I'm just really hesitant to start nerfing crap because I remember when high impacts were fucking garbage, and I don't want to go. I don't like when a weapon gets nerfed into fucking irrelevancy. I always hate it, like DMT. I hate when they do that crap. I hate when they nerf crap into oblivion. It annoys me. Even if even Arbalest and Lawrence Striver. Even though I fucking hate those things. Actually, no. You know what? No, there might be an exception there. Hold on. But for the most part, I don't like when weapons get nerfed into oblivion because they're overpowered or whatever. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Like Crucible, I don't know. All I'm gonna say is I prefer a more double primary or like more of a primary focused thing. But I think the meta before Witch Queen was actually pretty nice. You had a nice array of stuff. It wasn't as ability spammy because Void 3.0 wasn't out yet. So there you go. That's my opinions on Crucible. I still like it. I know I hate it a lot, but I just can't help it. Sometimes I get the little urge to play a little bit of Crucible, and then I remember like, fuck, I hate Crucible. And I get angry and I stop playing. Um, but yeah, that's how I feel about Crucible. It's like, again, I'm not a Crucible guy, so I'm not gonna be like this Bungie should take my suggestion and do this. Nah, I'm just throwing it out there. Um, I think that's pretty much it for not for hot takes. I have plenty of hot takes, including the story. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the like actual gameplay rant shit. So if if that's what you want to hear about my thoughts on the current state of Destiny, actually I'll sum it up. Destiny feels like it's a maintenance mode. Every season feels like it's maintenance mode. They throw a little shit there, you play it, come back a week, and then that's it. Is it better than what we used to have, where you had to wait like months for something new to drop? Yeah, you can argue that because there's actually stuff to do, but it's all the same. I'm sick of the horde mode crap. I'm sick of the horde mode, not horde mode, catch crash. So I'm sick of it. I'm burnt out on seasons. I think everyone else is. It's tiring. Um, and honestly, like I said, unless you really like, there's rarely any weapons where I'm like, you have to play the season to get it. Like in this case, I think Tarnished Metal with Demolition is Volt Shot. Volt Shot in and of itself is just a great perk. And it's on the Scout Rifle and the sidearm. You get a really well rolled sidearm, which is that Detector Volt Shot if we're just playing the season on the free pass. But if I would say like, oh, you need to come back to Destiny to get a Volt Shot weapon, maybe. I don't know. Trinity Gold is still Trinity Gold. Like it's fine. Last season, maybe because you had Austrian or Beloved, the classic weapons, right? The good weapons, the opulent weapons. But before that, like nah. There are rarely any like if I don't think there's any weapon that's released this season where I'm like, you have to fucking if you've been on a hiatus of Destiny because you're bored of it and you're tired of it, you have to come back and play it for it. I don't think so. Even the sniper, the macabre, that's really good. I don't think you should. If you really are like on coasting and you're like, I don't think you should. Um, Anyways, I lost my train of thought here. But summing up Destiny. But yeah, seasons feel like the game's on maintenance mode. You're just pretty much just waiting for the next big expansion. I will say the one thing I'll give them credit for is that seasons seem to be like this season set seems to be wrapping up stories and crap from last season, like Season of the Risen or Season of the Chosen. Two, Season of Haunted was like a wrap up of Shadowkeep and some other shit. So they're starting to tie things together and build some character. Fine, whatever. Um, but yeah, the game feels like it's on maintenance mode. The only reason I'm playing is because I bought the Witch Queen Deluxe Edition, which is my first time buying a Deluxe Edition, by the way. So I feel kind of obligated to just play this season because I've already paid for it. For Lightfall, I'm not pre-ordering it. I don't care. Quicksilver looks really fun. I'm not paying $100 for it. I will just buy the $40 edition, and then if the season interests me, I will play it. If not, I don't fucking care. I'm going to go back to Shadowkeep Me, where I just left the game and played other games, but I just did not find Destiny fun. Anyways. Hot take time, including the story. Seasonal stories fucking suck. I hate all the characters. Ido fucking sucks. She's like, every character they introduce is just a caricature. They're so fucking two-dimensional. You already know the story's going. They're so fucking bland. Like, holy shit, this season of Plunder crap. Oh man, Mithrax. Even Drifter said it. Oh, he had a dark past. Who would have thunk it, right? Like, Jesus Christ. It was so fucking obvious how the story is going. And then honestly, again, the issue I have with seasonal stories is that it's not about us. It is not about the character. Even the main story is basically never really about us. We are just like the plot that moves things forward. If there's a story about a man fighting another dude, we are just a hurricane that knocks the building down that gets in their way. We're involved in the story, but only to make other shit happen. That's the best way I can describe it, right? Again, here is at the end of the seasonal story, right? Spoiler alert. You bust in Ido because Ido's a fucking idiot. I'm gonna sneak in and I'm gonna get this Relic of Darkness by myself. Like literally, I'm gonna sneak into the Lucent Hive. Like, Okay, fine. Let's ignore every like fine. Okay, we'll accept that she's that stupid. Okay. So then the entire point is Aramis saves her. So Aramis actually has a good side. But we walk in there. We literally, but the door blows open and we walk in there. And we don't just immediately fucking dome Aramis. You're telling me this lady who controlled the darkness and almost like did all this shit in Beyond Light, we just sat there and watched? If that was me, motherfucker, you're getting tethered and a Gallahorn shot to the fucking face. Like I'm done playing games. And then the fact that we just left Aramis' frozen body on Europa for fucking like a year. Just so many things wrong with the story, but whatever. We just sit there and let things happen. And then here comes the fight with Mithrax. Or whatever the fuck. Horrible choreography. They have 4 fucking arms, and they use 2 of them. Why isn't Aramis like showing up with fucking 4 bequests and you know what I mean? Like, and then motherfucker, Aramis uses her stasis power after she loses, or right when she's about to lose, right? And Mithrax uses his Splicer powers to win. And you're telling me that they had these powers the entire fucking time and they just let it rip. It's like saying you had a super and you're fighting a boss and you decided not to use your fucking... Like, what? It's just stupid. Stupid all around. A stupid fight. I wish Mithrax just cut her fucking head off. Like, no more fucking games. Like, shut up. I'm done. I'm sick of this shit. I'm so... Like the seasonal story for my neighbor's like, oh my god, he's screaming about beheadings. But yeah, I'm sick. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of these seasons. They're so dumb. So, anyways, Aramis escapes. We just let her escape. We let her fucking just jump the fuck out. Like, no one stops her. No one shoots at her ass. Like, okay, fine, whatever. Season of the Haunted story was a little bit more interesting because you learned more about the characters. The biggest issue of this game is the lore is very well written, but the actual in-game story is fucking trash. Zavala has a lot of interesting stories. Ikora has a lot of interesting stories. Cayde, Ares, they all do. They all have very interesting lore stuff, but you have to read the lore cards to get it. At least with Season of the Haunted, they brought more of that to... They started to show more of that. They started to tell us more about it, right? You know, about Zavala's son and his wife and all this other shit. You know... I'm sick of Crow. I fucking hate Crow. I never liked Crow from the beginning. I thought it was an interesting idea, but... And maybe that's the entire point, because I think Morozov said he had, like, a cockiness to him, and then, you know, he kind of did show that, because I think during Season of Lost, where this motherfucker's like, let me talk to Savathun. I know her. She raised me as Osiris. Said, motherfucker, if you don't sit your fucking ass down, the fucking bitch is named the god of cunning and lies, and you think your dumb ass is gonna get the... Like, again, if Friendly Fire was on, you'd get a fucking Ace of Spades shot to the fucking head. Like, shut up, Crow. Go away. Crow has the main character syndrome. He's been driving the story, like, for the last couple of seasons. Now he's kind of taking a backseat, because I think even Bungie realized, like, holy shit, I think Crow's the main character. But, like, yeah. So, Season of the Haunted, okay story. Season of the Risen, I think that's the moment when everyone really started to hate Crow and shit, because the whole entire, like, just retardation. I know YouTube, oh, you can't use bad. No, retarded. Pure retardation. So you're telling me, I get it, you know, the whole entire idea, because, again, if you read the lore card, it's really interesting. A light-bearing hive, same idea, same, like, deal as Guardian. They have no fucking memory, right? So, obviously, it's different. It's a different dynamic than, you know, that's why that line of Savathun saying, how can you kill someone like yourself so easily, it would have been more impactful if people, if they really... You know, because I got the reference because, you know, light-bearing guardians. I automatically assumed they didn't have their memories. I get that. I wish they kind of so other people could kind of get the idea what she was saying there. Maybe everyone did. Maybe I'm just being stupid. But anyways, so on the final battlegrounds or whatever, I think it was battlegrounds for the moon. Literally, this dumb retarded motherfucker could not wait the 5 minutes to run the lunar battlegrounds, because again, the entire deal is that there's a scion that's Kylo's most trusted servant that is going through the minds of the guys we capture or whatever, right? And Crow's like, oh, it's unethical, whatever, you can argue that, fine, whatever. But he decides to pull a plug on a machine he does not fucking know, so that's red flag number 1. As we're doing the last, literally we're saying this is like one of the last operations. So you're telling me this guy could not wait the 5 fucking minutes for me to run a lunar battleground, bring the last dude in, interrogate him, and say, okay, we're done. No. I have to be Crow. I have to pull out all the I have to kill the Scion, right? I will say, though, I think Season of the Risen made a lot more people respect Saladin. I thought he was a pretty cool character, kind of underrated, but the stories, like, again, about, you know, mercy and shit, that was really cool. I think Saladin's a really cool character, and I think people respect him more after Season of the Risen. Cool. Season of fucking Splicer. Everyone's like, oh my god, Season of Splicer is such a bad. Season of Splicer fucking sucked. That story was complete and total dog shit. First of all, Lakshmi 2 turned into a fucking caricature. I can't even fucking speak English. She turned into such a two-dimensional fucking villain. I'm gonna build a Vex portal in the middle of the fucking city, and then I'm gonna deport the Fallen. Oh wow, I wonder where they got that inspiration from. Like, so fucking dumb. It's just a dumb idea. Okay, so Halo. Human Covenant War that's been going on for decades, and they took like how many Halo games to like explore? Like Halo 3 started to broach the relationship about like humans and the Covenant fighting together to stop the flood, and like even in the end it's like, oh, I can never forgive what you people did to me, and it's gonna be an uneasy road, and that was like the end of Halo 3. 3 fucking games. Reach is different because Reach is the prequel. 3 fucking games exploring all kinds of like different tonal shits or whatever, like themes and crap. Really good series. Everyone loves Halo. Halo's a great series. Not so much today, but Season of Splice tried to do that shit in like 3 fucking months. And the difference between the Human Covenant War and the Humanity and Fallen War is that Human Covenant War is like a couple decades. I'm not a super Halo like lore nerd or whatever, so I don't know like the exact dates, but I'm pretty sure it's like been a couple of decades. I don't think it's been centuries. I don't think so, maybe. But I know for a fact the Human Fallen War has been centuries, lifetimes, grandchildren. Like, so you're telling me the reason why we have a fucking last city, the reason why we build walls around our fucking cities to keep with the Fallen, like to keep with the Hive, the Vex, but mostly the Fallen, because the Fallen are like our closest neighbors. And you're telling me that we're gonna give Lakshmi shit because she's like, no, it's a fucking terrible idea. Like it is so like it's such a dumb writer's thing, because again, we live in a time, well, kind of, where war isn't as prolific. I know Ukraine, Russia stuff. I know, I get it. I understand. I know what's going on in the world, but for the most part, war for us and like real life is not a distant memory, but it's not as recent as like World War II or some shit, right? In the Destiny universe, which used to be really dark and really gritty, and now it's kind of like super fun anime time. Yeah, they constant war. Even now, even during all these seasons, constant war, trying to fight for survival on our own fucking turf, on our own planet, trying to like make our own home, right? That's why it's called the Last City. And you're telling me that Lakshmi's an asshole and a villain because she doesn't want the Fallen to be in the city? Like, the fucking centuries of fucking war crimes and shit. Again, she's an exo, so she remembers all this shit. And again, the one thing I did like about Season of Splicer is that the lore did what the main story couldn't. There are so many interesting stories that breach the subject about a fucking war for centuries that you've been like, and their relationships and shit that comes out from it. That not everyone's gonna be like, oh, you know what, you should forget the past, and you know what, you need to judge people by the merit of their character, not about who they are. And again, for people like us in the real world, where war isn't as prevalent, yeah, we have the perspective. But in the land of Destiny, I expect way more people to have like, no, fuck these guys. We've been killing each other for fucking centuries. Get the fuck away from me. Instead of like, of course, saying, well, you know what, actually, Lakshmi, you're a racist, so the Fallen should come in here anyways, right? Like, and I get it. Cora's a big brain scholar, so maybe she is like one of the only people that have it, right? I get it, but it's just like so. And the way they paint Lakshmi, just like clearly she's just a racist exo and she hates Fallen. Again, read the lore cards about I think Namrax and like how they raised London and stuff, about how she remembers him. Very interesting fucking story. Also, I think Bungie's smart as shit because they tied up the loose end. Faction rallies are never coming back because all factions are gone. The fact that they literally said Dead Orbit took New Monarchy into space and left. Fucking stupid. If you know anything about the factions, the fact that New Monarchy and Dead Orbit went into space together, like, what? Look, I get you don't want to do faction rallies, you don't do factions anymore, but you gotta do a better job of just fucking cleaning that shit up, man. Again, Lakshmi fucking dies or whatever because she has like the dumbest fucking idea. Let's open a Vex portal in the fucking city. Oh, that's gonna be fine to deport the Fallen. If she literally said, you know, fuck it, we're just gonna start killing them and stuff, way bigger idea, way smarter idea. So yeah, Season of Splicer story, fucking garbage. I don't know why everyone praised it. I don't know why Lakshmi gets so much fucking shit. Because again, it's I'm not saying you have to like her, but like the way she's characterized in the main story, not in the lore cards, is like so fucking like bondage villain, mustache twirling. I'm evil because I'm an asshole. Like, I'm not saying, again, like, good villains are ones that you can understand why they're the way they are. It doesn't justify their actions, but you can understand them. Like, this is why they look at the world this way. Season of Splice story did not do that at all. They just say, oh, Lakshmi just hates the Fallen. She's a racist. Get rid of her. And everyone's like, oh, good job, Reddit. Like, everyone in the fucking, oh, Lakshmi's such a bad fucking race. Get rid of her. They're like, okay, whatever, community. There you go. That's my hot take. Seasonal stories are fucking garbage. Kate Six, not a good character. No, 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 no. I am sick of this shit. I am sick of this shit. Kate Six is like Adam Sandler. Nathan Fillion plays Nathan Fillion, or I think it's Nathan Fillion, plays himself in every fucking video game. The generic Deadpool, I'm the aloof rogue, whatever. I get it. That's his character. He does it well, and I do like Deadpool. I do like I like Cade Six, the idea, right? But he's very generic. What's interesting about Cade Six is again his lore, his son Ace, how you like who he was before he was an EXO. He has a lot of cool stories, but everyone likes him, and the reason everyone likes him so much is because he was the only character that had a fucking personality. The original Destiny story, there was like no fucking personality. And like even his quotes in the Destiny 1 tower, like talking about, oh, my favorite game starts with an H, like referencing Halo, or hey, take me with you, right? He only showed any kind of personality. That's why everyone loves him. I think the best fucking character is Eris Morn. Best fucking character, cannot deny. Well written, cool backstory, really cool character. Second best, I don't fucking know. Petra, because she has notorious fucking collateral damage. I'm pretty sure she started the Wreath War because she accidentally killed a fire team of like 6 Guardians or some shit. Anyways, I'm almost been talking about it for a fucking hour. There you go. Cade fucking sucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you this. He's literally just generic insert Deadpool character. He has a cool story, like he has a cool lore story, but him in game is like the generic whatever. Okay. And the reason why people liked him is because they had any kind of personality. Because everyone else was like fucking stone faced losers or just stone faced people. There you go. That was my hot takes for fucking Destiny. That was mostly story hot takes. I don't know if my Crucible stuff was hot takes. For PvE, do I have any PvE hot takes? Don't care about the Divinity nerf. I don't know if that's a hot take. I really don't give a shit. It's still gonna be good. It's fucking. They haven't changed the giant crit bubble. It's still good. Um, I don't fucking know. Oh, raid matchmaking will never be a thing because people to this day cannot pass the corrupted ball, like the corrupted strike, to fucking charge it to break the shields instantly. So that's never gonna be a fucking thing. Uh, let's see. The game is actually easier than Destiny 1, I guess. Like we are so fucking strong right now, it is retarded. Like Well of Life was a mod, a Elemental Well mod that people like kind of slept on when it first came out. I think during Season of the Lost because do you have a solar armor piece? Because it only gave you a little bit of health when you picked up a solar elemental well, but the thing is, it would constantly heal you though. So if you pair that with the old protective light, which is 50% damage reduction when your shield breaks, now you have 50% damage reduction and you're constantly healing. So that's why I thought Well of Life, especially on Hammer Tides, was like the top shit. It was really good. Restoration is just a better Well of Life that you have 15 million ways of activating it. Loreley Helm Titan is fucking strong as shit. I'm not saying anything needs to be nerfed. Let me start that. I'm just saying the game is a lot easier than it used to be. And I don't like the way Endgame is. The way Endgame's set up, you're just plinking away with primary ammo. I know there's certain builds where you use harder most lighting, spam storm grenades, but I personally don't like the way Endgame is set up. Like Nightfalls, raids are fine. I fucking love Deepstone Crypt. Deepstone Crypt is such a fun raid. I think there should be casual raids and hard raids. Like I think Val Disciple's more hard because you have to memorize symbols and shit, and that's why I don't like it. But like something like Deepstone Vault of Glass, it's more it's more combat focused. You can have a relaxed time, shoot some shit. But like when you play Vault or like Garden of Salvation, you gotta like kind of talk about symbols and shit. So I think raids are fine. But like Nightfalls and stuff, they're not fun for me. Other rewards are nice, but like it's boring to plink away at a boss with like a scout rifle. And I know if you use certain weapons, like you can just use storm grenades for this week's Nightfall. Hard, I get it. I'm just saying, like, just in a general sense, it's just champions are not fun. I know that's not a hot take. Champions aren't fun. They're just a generic. They're a one-dimensional enemy where you put a magical mod on your armor piece and they stop functioning. So you can argue they're even easier than regular enemies because you can't just stop regular enemies from working unless you use stasis, right? But there you go. I have rented about Destiny for a fucking hour. I'm sure my neighbors think I'm insane, as per usual. But let me end this by saying I like the game. I obviously like the game. I would not be playing this game if I didn't fucking like it. It just annoys me that there could be it can live up to some potential. There's a lot of stuff they could do that could make this game a lot more fun, a lot more player friendly, and have like more engagement. But the way it is right now, Destiny's kind of sitting at the top of like the live service games. They're making a shit ton of money. So if it ain't broke, right, don't fix it. That's how this game kind of feels right now. We're in maintenance mode. Some of the TWABs they talked about, like it is what it is. We'll see how Lightfall goes. We'll see how Final Shape goes. We'll see if they're going to change up the seasonal model or change anything else. But again, I know I've been talking shit about this game for like a fucking hour. But I really do like the game. I met a lot of cool people. Changed my perspective on life. The lore cards, I know, oh, it's a video game, but I think the lore cards are really well done too. You should read those. But yeah, ultimately, I like the game a lot. I just wanted to be better, and that's it. Thanks for listening to me ramble for literally a fucking hour. And yeah, thanks for watching.